Imagine lying to your parents once. Then imagine lying again to cover the first lie. Then another lie. And another. Until eventually your entire life becomes fictional. Your grades are fake. Your university acceptance is fake. Your scholarships are fake. Your job is fake. Even the place you sleep at night is fake. Now imagine waking up every single day, terrified that someone is finally going to discover who you really are. That's the Jennifer Pan case. On the surface, Jennifer Pan looked like the dream daughter. Smart, talented, quiet, polite. The kind of kid parents brag about to relatives. But behind closed doors, her entire identity was collapsing. And somewhere along the way, instead of admitting the truth, she decided it would be easier if her parents simply disappeared. This is the story of Jennifer Pan, the daughter who hired hitmen to kill her own parents. Welcome to the podcast You Can't Unhear. The Pan family story actually began with survival. Jennifer's parents, Han Pan and Bic Ha Pan, were Vietnamese refugees who emigrated to Canada in 1979 after the Vietnam War. They arrived with almost nothing. And like many immigrant parents, they carried this enormous belief that suffering had to mean something, that all the sacrifice, instability and hardship would eventually create a better future for their children. And to be fair, they succeeded, financially. By the early 2000s, the family lived in a large home in Markham, Ontario. They owned luxury cars, they had savings, stability, respectability. From the outside, it looked like the immigrant's success story, but emotionally, the household was intensely strict. Jennifer and her younger brother Felix were raised under what many people call tiger parenting. Extreme academic pressure, strict rules, constant supervision. Jennifer wasn't allowed to date, wasn't allowed to attend parties, was barely allowed a social life at all. Her schedule was packed from childhood: piano lessons, figure skating, swimming, martial arts, school activities. And I think this is important to say carefully. High expectations alone do not create killers. Plenty of strict parents raise healthy children. But what can become dangerous is when love starts feeling conditional. When children begin believing, if I fail, I lose my worth. That psychological pressure can do strange things to people, especially perfectionists. Jennifer, actually, was very talented. She excelled in figure skating and dreamed of becoming a professional athlete. For a while, that dream gave her identity beyond academics. But then she suffered a serious knee injury. And suddenly, the thing that made her feel special disappeared. So academics became everything. Only she wasn't perfect at them. By 8th grade, her grades began slipping. Not failing. Not terrible, just human. B's instead of A's. But inside the Pan household, that felt catastrophic. Jennifer reportedly studied constantly, staying up late every night, trying desperately to maintain impossible standards. The pressure became so intense, she began self-harming. And this is where I think people misunderstand the psychology of chronic pressure. Sometimes the fear of disappointing someone becomes bigger than the fear of lying to them. Because disappointment feels emotionally unbearable. And Jennifer became addicted to avoidance. Instead of confronting failure, she started manufacturing success. In high school, Jennifer met Daniel Wong. He was social, relaxed, funny, basically the opposite of her home life. For Jennifer, Daniel represented freedom. They started dating secretly after a school trip to Europe. And academically, things got worse afterward. Her grades slipped more. Eventually, she failed calculus, which cost her admission to Ryerson University. Now, here's the moment where everything could have changed. She could have told the truth. But instead, she lied. She told her parents she still got into university. Not only that, she claimed she'd received a scholarship. And once her parents believed it, the lie grew teeth. For 2 entire years, Jennifer pretended to attend university. Think about the mental exhaustion of that. Every morning, pretending to leave for class. Buying textbooks she didn't need. Taking fake notes. Creating fake report cards. Meanwhile, she was secretly working restaurant jobs and teaching piano. Her father even bought her a laptop as a graduation gift. That part breaks my heart a little. Because from his perspective, he thought his sacrifices had worked. He thought his daughter was succeeding, while actually, Jennifer was sinking deeper into panic. Eventually, Jennifer escalated the lies even further. She claimed she graduated, then claimed she got accepted into the University of Toronto, again with a scholarship. She even bought a fake diploma online. That's how deep this fantasy became. At this point, Jennifer wasn't just lying to survive consequences. She was constructing an entirely fictional identity. And maintaining fake identities is psychologically exhausting because reality constantly threatens exposure. Every phone call becomes stressful. Every question becomes dangerous. One detail people miss in this case is how isolated Jennifer became emotionally. Eventually, her mother became suspicious. Small details stopped adding up. Jennifer claimed she volunteered at a hospital, but had no uniform, no ID badge. One day, her mother drove her to the hospital unexpectedly and walked inside looking for her. Jennifer reportedly hid inside the emergency room. Imagine the panic. Your entire fake life seconds away from collapsing. Soon after, Jennifer's mother contacted her friend Topaz, the friend Jennifer claimed she stayed with frequently. Except Jennifer hadn't been staying there. She'd been living with Daniel. Everything unraveled. Her parents confronted her. Jennifer admitted some lies, but not all of them. Even then, she still hid certain truths. Her parents reacted harshly. They confiscated her electronics, installed a tracking device in her car, forced stricter control over her life again. And emotionally, Jennifer seemed trapped between 2 worlds. Her family no longer trusted her. Daniel was becoming frustrated with the drama. The fantasy life she created was collapsing from every direction. And instead of rebuilding honestly, she chose something darker. In 2010, Jennifer reconnected with an old acquaintance named Andrew Montemayor. When she vented about her father, Andrew casually suggested murder. And what's chilling is how quickly the conversation evolved from fantasy to logistics. Jennifer agreed. Andrew introduced her to another man, Ricardo Duncan, who offered to kill her father for money. Jennifer paid him. He disappeared with the cash. And somehow, that still wasn't enough to stop her. That's the terrifying thing about momentum once people morally detach from reality. Each step makes the next step easier. Eventually, Daniel became involved too. According to investigators, he helped connect Jennifer with actual hired killers. Lenford Crawford, David Milvaganam. Eric Carty. The agreed price? $10,000. And this part feels especially cold. Jennifer allegedly believed she'd inherit around $500,000 after her parents died. So in her mind, this became an investment. That alone tells you how emotionally detached she had become from her own family. The night of the murders started normally. Jennifer was home. Her father, Han, was reading. Her mother, Bic Ha, had gone out with friends. Her brother, Felix, was away at university. Around 10 p.m., Jennifer quietly unlocked the front door. Then she gave the signal, a desk lamp flashing on and off. She also reportedly texted, VIP access. That detail makes my stomach turn every time, because it sounds so casual, almost playful. Meanwhile, her parents had no idea death was literally walking through the front door. The gunman entered the home and forced everyone upstairs. Jennifer was tied to the banister. Her parents begged the intruders to take money instead. And according to testimony, Jennifer's mother reportedly said, "Don't hurt my child." That line destroys me, because even in her final moments, she was trying to protect Jennifer, not knowing Jennifer caused all of it. The attackers dragged the parents downstairs and shot them. Jennifer's mother died, but the father survived. Despite being shot in the face and shoulder, he managed to escape outside screaming for help. That survival changed everything, because Jennifer thought there would be no witnesses left. Jennifer called 911, sounding hysterical. And initially, police considered her a traumatized survivor. But investigators quickly noticed inconsistencies in her story. She said her hands were tied behind her back. So, how did she hold the phone? How did she dial? How did she maneuver so easily? When detectives asked her to physically demonstrate, it didn't make sense. And investigators began noticing something else. There were no signs of forced entry, no stolen vehicles, no logical reason Jennifer had been spared. Then Han Pan woke up in the hospital, and he told police the truth. Jennifer was involved. Imagine surviving your own murder, only to realize your daughter planned it. I genuinely cannot imagine the emotional devastation of that moment. Jennifer's police interrogations are honestly fascinating from a psychological standpoint. At first, she tries to maintain the victim narrative, but the deeper investigators dig, the more contradictions emerge. Eventually, the entire story collapses. Phone records, texts, connections to the killers. Everything pointed back to her. And something investigators repeatedly noted was Jennifer's emotional presentation. She often seemed oddly detached, not always emotional in ways people expected. Now, to be fair, trauma affects everyone differently. There's no correct way to behave after violence, but combined with the evidence, it became impossible to ignore. The fake life was over. Completely. In 2014, Jennifer Pan, Daniel Wong, Lenford Crawford, and David Milvaganam was sentenced to life in prison without parole eligibility for 25 years. Eric Carty received a lesser sentence. And the case exploded internationally because it touched such a sensitive cultural conversation. People debated tiger parenting, immigrant expectations, academic pressure, mental health, perfectionism. But I think it's important not to oversimplify this case into strict parents created a killer. Because plenty of children experience pressure without orchestrating murder. At some point, Jennifer made conscious decisions, repeatedly. The pressure may explain the emotional environment, but it does not erase personal responsibility. The Jennifer Pan case feels tragic in every direction. Her parents survived war and displacement, trying to build a better future for their children. Jennifer grew up desperate for approval and terrified of failure, and somewhere between love, pressure, shame, and deception, an entire family was destroyed. But the detail I keep coming back to is still the mother's final words. "Don't hurt my child." Because despite everything, her mother still saw Jennifer as someone worth protecting. And maybe that's the cruelest part of this entire story. Jennifer spent years believing failure would destroy her relationship with her parents. But in the end, even after all the lies, her mother still loved her enough to die trying to save her. As always, stay safe and take care of yourself and your family. Spare 5 minutes to call your parents today. And I'll see you on the next episode of the podcast You Can't Unhear.